Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
From Cafeteria Film Studios in Little Havana, Phresh presents Que Bola, where we talk to various movers and hustlers who are popping off and succeeding in the 305 and at the same time influencing the culture. I'm your boy D Fig. Holla at your boy when you see me in the street. Ew. What do they do with my people? Thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Que Bola with yours truly, D Fig. Holla at your boy when you see me in the street. Ooh, ooh. In this episode, we had the pleasure of sitting down with the one and only Martha of Miami. Martha is well known throughout the city as an entrepreneur in the apparel business, specifically in the Latin apparel business. She decided to start representing our culture, not only locally, but nationwide. And I appreciate her coming on and talking to us. In this episode, she gave us a little background on how she decided on starting Martha of Miami, what were her trials and tribulations, and basically lessons that she has learned, all these awesome gems that she decided to share with us and therefore with y'all people. I appreciate you, Martha, for coming on. Thank you so much. With no further ado, let's get into this one, all right? Listo. So in another episode of Que Bola, we are in the spot with Martha of Miami, Martha Valdez. Thank you for swinging through. Thank you for coming and talk to me.
Thank you for having me.
So I started off talking to you like through our mutual friend, Angie Martinez, Armada. Angie Armada.
You're like, whoa, wait a second. I'm friends with her? Hold on.
Yeah, somebody told me
I
that.
didn't know that.
She introduced me to you, but I was firstly introduced to you by your merchandise. You know, that's primarily like what I assume the vast majority of people know you for. But I'm sure there's a story behind that. You know, you didn't just start it off with the merchandise and whatnot. There has to be something that like drew you into that merchandising world and drew you into like the space that you're currently in. So let's start off like on that. Like, how did you decide to like launch a merchandising brand?
Well, I have a history in business because my family owns Valsan. Okay. So I've always kind of had this business retail mentality.
All right.
And working with my family, I didn't really feel like I could be as creative as I wanted to be.
What do you mean that? In
the sense of, it's different generations. Valsan, I'm not sure if you know what Valsan is.
It's like Valsan, canastilla cubana like that?
It's basically like Cuban Walmart, like no food, just like a small little like family-owned stores that it's very, my dad started selling things to Cuba, like selling things for people to buy cheap to take to Cuba.
Okay.
So like it's a retail business where it kind of has it's marketing, like it's
foothold.
So I didn't really feel like my designs and things that I enjoyed doing, which is creating, I couldn't really integrate it with Valsan.
Why not?
Well, because I felt that like La Piña Colada and the Cuban bread and my designs like that, like I feel like that's more targeted toward the younger generation.
Oh, so it wasn't like okay, I get you now.
You know, it's just who I felt really met my like that would understand my creativity was my generation.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 30 years old.
Okay.
My dad's been actually running Valsan for like 30, I would say now 38 years now.
Wow.
It's been around for a while.
Wow.
So like that already it already has its people, its its market and all that. So I was like, I don't feel like I fit into that. So when I started with my first design, which is La Piña Colada, which was totally by mistake, completely by mistake. I was designing some things, and in the designer world, you have like 20 files open. Like that's how I work.
Yeah.
I have like 20 things open at the same time. Copy paste, do this, do that, take that. And that was one of those designs that just happened by mistake in one of those like moving files around. And I was like, okay, hold on, wait a second. This is totally original. So nobody's ever done this.
Did you go to school for design?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I went to school for marketing.
All right.
At FIU.
Okay. Shout out
I
Golden Panthers.
I didn't finish either. I didn't finish the marketing. I got what you would consider like the AA, and then I started in marketing. I think I got like a year in, and I think I have a year left. I could legit do it. Yeah, like I could finish college, but it got to a point where I was working in Valsan, I was doing Martha Miami, and then I was gonna try to go to school. I know that there's a lot of people out there that can do, have 2 jobs and go to school.
Yeah.
props to them, but
Yeah.
I'm not that type of person. Like I can't handle that.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? I'd rather focus on Balsan and Martha Miami. Two things that I know are generating money that I'm good at. But then it just Martha Miami was taking off so much that I was like, I have to leave the family business.
So all right, so you started acquiring the skills like by yourself, just like learning the design because you like design, or like what was it that drew you to design? Like,
I've always enjoyed art ever since I was younger. I liked drawing and all that, but I didn't touch Photoshop until like I'm gonna say what I've been in business now for 4 years. I would say maybe like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I downloaded Photoshop and I was like, okay, how does this work?
All right.
And I'm just self-taught myself how to use Photoshop, how to use Illustrator. I mean, with YouTube, you can look exactly like what you want to do. Yeah. Look it up, learn it. And I mean, and a lot of trial and error. That's how I learned a lot of things. You know, I mean, and it's not just learning how to use Photoshop. It's also part of like, you have to be creative. You have to think outside the box. What's going to make me different? What can I do that, you know, hasn't been done before? So. That's
what's up, man. I mean, that's a dope way to like fall. You like stumbled into it. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that you actually set out to do. I mean, when you were in school and you were acquiring the skills that like through marketing, they could also be applied to what you're doing currently.
Of course, yeah.
But like the primary thing is the designs, and you always had the designs yourself. You never outsourced that to anybody?
There's like 2 designs that I outsourced when I had my first Martha Miami anniversary, like my 1 year.
Yeah.
I actually reached out to a designer because I wanted to do like a collaborative piece. Like, you know, I was doing the influencer thing.
Yeah.
Reach out, collaborate with people, you know, give people shirts, do this, do that. So like the Miami Memoir, that was a design that I collaborated with Frix.
Okay. Frisk.
Frix 84.
Yeah.
Alex. Yeah.
With the crazy face,
I always forget
crazy
his
black.
Yeah. I always forget his first name, que pena, but
yeah. Shout out to Phresh.
He did that Miami Memoir design, and it's 305 Cafecito somewhere.
All right.
I drew that one out myself, and then I was like, I drew it out. And I'm like, it's not how I envisioned it.
Yeah.
You know, I had the idea there. I basically like got photos, drew it out, and then I was like, I gave it to somebody else. I was like, here.
Okay.
I would like your help on this. And he got it, grabbed it, and like turned it into the design that it is now, which is like the flamingo, and then like the palm trees, and the alarm clock, and the una tacita de café, like, and it's 305 somewhere. It's kind of like a Margaritaville. Like that's what I wanted. I was thinking like it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 305 Cafecito somewhere. Like I actually did that shirt as a collaboration with Jenny Lee from 305 Cafecito.
Shout out Jenny Lee.
So that one was fun. And like I shirts, and I really liked when I came back. I'm like, I wouldn't have been able to have done this. Like there's things that I know that I can't do.
That are not like within your skill set.
Yeah, like I know I have it in here, but I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do it. I try.
Are you good at like explaining people like what you want to do?
I think so. I think I'm pretty, like, I have crazy ideas all the time, and I'm like, Kim, this is what I want to do. I want to do this, and this, and I want this, like, vision, like, when we're filming.
Yeah.
Like, I want this angle on this shot. She's like, okay, all right. And I mean, I think we work pretty well together.
That's what's up, man.
And I just got into, like, the whole filming, like, editing. Like, now I edit my videos. She shoots it for me, and I've gotten into that world. That's why I was asking you. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm learning. I don't want to say that I can't sit still, but I get bored easily.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's do something else. What's my next project? Like right now, actually, my next project is I wouldn't call it a project, but it's like a new
venture.
Yeah, venture hobby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start doing karaoke. I'm gonna host karaoke nights at Lincoln's Beard.
Oh, that's what's up. I like that place.
Once a month, but there's a twist to it. So it's gonna be a themed karaoke night. So every month is gonna be a different theme. So one night it can be like 90s hip hop, or like old school R&B, or classic rock, or like emo, or the divas, and it's like Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. Like every theme's gonna be different. So like, haven't you ever been to karaoke? And bro, it's like an amazing song, and everybody's singing and dancing, and then the next song,
kills it,
and you're just like, oh my god, like I was in such a good mood, and I just killed it. So I
you want to keep the party going, basically.
I feel like I should. I love karaoke, and it bothers me, and I get it. Everybody has the right to sing whatever song they want to sing.
Yeah.
Cool, but just for a few hours, let's keep that theme going. Like,
The
let's
vibe.
keep the vibe. And I'm not saying I'm not gonna let you sing a depressing song.
Yeah.
There's gonna come a theme where it's gonna be,
Corta vena.
yeah, but
It is what it is.
like Evanescence and all that stuff. And
I don't know who sings Evanescence on karaoke.
oh, you'd be surprised.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. So you were born and raised in Miami then? What section of Miami were you born and raised in?
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
when I was born, my family lived in Pinecrest.
All right.
By like Eureka, right off the turnpike. Eureka,
That's not
like
Pinecrest,
184.
that's Color Ridge.
Okay, Color Ridge.
Yeah. That's
and
where I was
then-
born and raised.
But I was born in Mount Sinai at Miami Beach.
Okay.
So they had to come all the way from over here, Eureka 184, to Mount Sinai in the beach. Because it was the only hospital that, like, once you were born, that they would like tie your tubes. And my mom was like, "That's it. Like, we have 3 girls, and we can't keep searching for the boy."
Damn, that's a little hidden fact. I didn't know that they would tie your tubes for you when you were like giving birth. After giving
it
birth.
was like the only hospital that would do it right after.
Yeah.
Something like that. So that's why she had to go all the way over there. If not,
Yeah.
like, I mean, bro, from Eureka 184 to all the way to Mount Sinai in the beach.
Yeah.
That's far.
Yeah.
So I was born there, but then shortly after that, we moved to Westchester.
All right. That's what's up. So like,
Yeah.
what elementary school did you go to?
I went to Florida Christian School, which is
I
on
know where that's at.
like Bird Road and I would say 89th Avenue, around there.
Okay. So
I
you
went
were-
there from K5 to my senior year in
Okay,
graduation.
yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. Like,
Like-
you went high school there, everything.
Yeah, I never went to a different school, and I didn't have. I played sports and all
Yeah.
that stuff, but I didn't really do anything outside of the school. Like I didn't like camps and stuff
Mm-hmm.
and extracurricular activities. Like it was all at school. It was all at Florida Christian. I really liked that school, but like I
Yeah.
enjoyed school more because of sports. I was like such a like. I played softball. My first sport was softball, and I loved it. Then
Okay.
I was not gonna do soccer. Forget that. But
Why?
I could,
Why you got? You
Because-
sound like you hated soccer right
because I hate running.
now. Oh, okay.
I hate running with a That's why I picked softball, because it's short distance. Volleyball, short distance.
Yeah.
Basketball was the only one that I started playing that I was like,
Are you actually good at any sports? Or
Oh,
you just
yeah.
naming all sports?
no, I'm good at it.
Okay.
Beach volleyball? No, I'll whoop your ass in volleyball.
All right.
You tell me when.
Challenge accepted.
You tell me where and when, and we'll pepper.
All right. That's what's up.
But yeah, so
So
I went
you-
to Florida Christian, and
Then you went to FIU and whatnot.
I went to FIU because it was so close to the house.
Uh-huh.
And as much as I wanted to like go to another college out of state, and just my parents weren't gonna let me.
Yeah.
And I had to be part of the family business and work and stay within the family business. I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna go to FIU. And FIU is not a bad school. It's a great university. So I decided to go there. And then
That's what's up.
I just took a break. Like I took like big breaks, like years. Right after high school, I went to FIU. I did like the first 2 years, and then I took a break. And then like I think like 3 years later, I went back to school, and then I took a
Okay.
break again, and I just haven't been back.
All right. So
But-
you're on a hiatus right now from FIU.
I mean, I don't know if I could technically go back.
You should. I mean,
I know.
You know what? I'm stuck in that dilemma myself because I'm 3 credits shy of graduating from FIU.
3 credits, that's 1 class.
Yeah, but my problem was that like when I was going to FIU, I was kind of like eating shit, and my fast food money ran out, and I just
Oh.
legit didn't have money for those 3 credits anymore.
Well,
and then I said, "Fuck, I have to start
one
working."
class.
That was like legit like 8 years ago. I
Oh,
went
well, but then
back-
you have to like
Exactly.
reapply and all that stuff.
Nah, I
so
went
now it's a
back
hassle.
recently, and they were like, "No, you have to do like 12, which is like a year or some shit like that." I was like, "Should I do a year just to finish my BA?" And I was like, "I don't know. I feel like I've accomplished certain things where it's like I don't really need that shit right now." You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
or
the mentality.
ever, pretty much.
Yeah, that's kind of the mentality that I was having with Balsana Marta Miami. I'm like, this is going good. I'm gonna stress myself with schoolwork, but I mean, a lot of people don't go to college and they have a very successful career.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying don't go to college, please. If that's if that's within your power and you can do it, do it. But I mean, I don't know. I guess since
shout out
I went
YouTube
and
University.
I didn't. YouTube University.
That's where like all my skills that I've gained from this media stuff, from podcasting, shooting video, everything's been YouTube.
Yeah.
I didn't have I never took any class. Well, YouTube and Lynda. Another little resource,
Lynda.
lynda.com.
Yes.
Miami-Dade Public Schools. No, Miami-Dade Public Library gives you access to lynda.com for free. A lot of people aren't aware of that.
I think I used Lynda to learn code when I used to do websites.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
It's like all these various resources that are available to you and like allows you to gain new skill sets.
Yeah.
And like you could put that to use, you know what I'm saying? Like currently I've done, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people that I've talked to have done similar things that they've gained those skill sets through like online resources.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's like really nothing that could hold you back. So with your first launch of your first product, tell me, how did that go? You told me that was like the pina colada, but like
that was
you
the first
stumbled
one.
into the pina colada.
Yeah.
But
So when I made that design and I looked it up to see if anybody had done it, because that's something that I try to really make a big point on. I don't want to make something that somebody feels that I've like gypped them off, like stolen their design or what. Thank you. That I've stolen their design or anything. Like, no, I want to make sure that nobody's done it, that it's original, you know, that it's still fun and within like, you know, the idea of what is Martha Miami. So I looked up the pina colada and I was like, nobody's done this. And this is such a Miami thing. Like, la colada, like who doesn't drink un cafecito like in no
all the time.
And the pineapple, you know, really Miami, you think pineapples, flamingos, all
Tropical shit.
Tropical stuff.
Yeah.
So I looked it up, nobody had done it. I was like, you know what? This is an idea that I really need to like capitalize on and do it the right way. And I remember just going to my dad and be like, Dad, I want to start my own business.
Okay.
He's like, okay. I'm like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm like, it's just gonna be on the side. It's not gonna interfere with Valsan at all, I promise. Yeah, right. Like 2 months in, I was like focused more on Martha Miami and not a lot of Valsan. And I mean, he didn't get mad because I was doing something, you know, like it wasn't like I was comiendo mierda.
Yeah.
You know, just sitting back and just not working.
Yeah.
No, I was trying to do both, but I was focusing more on Martha. So in the beginning, it was hard because a misconception that people have is that, I'm going to launch my website online, I'm going to open the Instagram, and that's it. I'm just going to sit there and the money's going to come flying in. No.
Yeah.
You have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You have to stay in front of people. You have to get in people's faces. You have to send out those shirts to those influencers. You have to get people to be interested in your product. How do you get them interested in your product? By being in their faces and coming out with original things. And, you know, like, it's just a matter of, you got to put in the work.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of businesses in my time come and go. And I know it's because they think that it's easy and it's not. I have that mentality of, I come from a family background where it's all business, retail. So I had the Martha Miami startings, but I had another job. So I was like, okay, I know that this isn't providing for me right now because I have my other job, but I had the patience to be like, I'm gonna wait. This is gonna get good. I gotta keep at it. I gotta keep coming up with new designs. And I felt discouraged a lot of the times because I was like, I think there was in the beginning, I think my third month, I had one sale. I think one or two sales. And I felt so bad because I was like, it's 2 shirts for an entire month. And, you know, it was just, I was like, no, it's going to get better. I know it's going to get better. It was right in the beginning. I don't even think I had like 1,000 followers or anything like that, you know? So it was discouraging, but then, you know what, getting in front of the right people, sending the shirts to the right influencers and shaking hands, meeting people like, hey, how are you? I'm Martha Miami. I do this and that. And you know, it's networking with the right person. And some people don't want to put in the work. They think it's just going to be easy.
Persistence.
And it's not. But I mean, I wasn't like annoying and shit. Like, hey, buy my shirt. But I was just patient.
You were just at it continuously.
I was patient and I was doing it, and you know, and
how'd you coin Martha Miami? Did you do that? Did a friend do that? Like,
so my name is Martha.
Okay.
And the of Miami is I took it from Valsan of Miami. That's my dad's business. That was the first store that he opened. So I was just like kind of like a nod to him. I wanted to be Martha of Miami, like Valsan of Miami. I started my own business, you know, like my dad and all that. So I just thought it just sounded nice. Because also before that, I would go by Marta. My legal name is Martha.
Okay.
But I hated that because I felt like Martha sounds like la vieja that works behind the counter.
Say that, but I don't want to offend you.
She's like la rubia that works behind the counter at Bird Eyes and asks you que si quieres oler el perfume, el perfumito. So I just hated it. But then I just liked how Martha of Miami sounded instead of Marta of Miami, even though it's the Latino way to say Martha and all that stuff. I liked it better. I thought it just rolled nicely. Martha of Miami. So
that's what's up.
So I've been using my legal name a lot more now, and I'm okay with it. But like sometimes when people who meet me as Martha hear somebody call me Marta, they're like, "Whoa, what's your real name?
Here?
But people call me Marty, Marta, Martha, Mart.
All kinds of nicknames.
Yeah.
So your company now is at a point where it's successful. You're selling a lot of merch, and you're basically creating like this lifestyle around your merch. What's your biggest influence when it comes to like the brand the lane you're trying to create for yourself? What is exactly like where is it that you're trying to go with that? Where is that coming from?
I just want to create things that makes people feel represented in our culture. You know, like
what do you mean by that?
In the sense of like Latino based shirts, you know, like fun thing, because my main argument is like you go to Target or Walmart or Forever 21, all these things, like the representation on shirts, like a funny shirt would be like, for Latinos would be tacos and like pizza, you know, but what about like the fun things? Like you see raised on champagne, but okay, no, but what about raised on croquetas? Like that's something that represents us, and it's so simple. I know it sounds ridiculous, raised on croquetas, but you know, it's something that people wear proudly. But first cafecito, and that's representation of us and our culture and our food and what we like to drink and what we like to eat. The Cuban bread shirt, that one is,
I see that everywhere.
Yeah, that one is basically like, it's the Cuban bread, but it has a totally different meaning when you drop the A from the bread. I find it fun, and I feel like people enjoy that they can wear their Cuban bread shirt and be proud to be Cuban. You know, I didn't really feel like there was a lot of representation, and I feel like I sound ridiculous saying this, but in the apparel community, like in apparel clothing brands or anything.
I mean, in general, when you step outside of Miami, you realize that Hispanics aren't really represented
anywhere.
I mean, outside of like Central American, Mexican culture, there's not much like Latin American culture outside of Miami.
Yeah,
you know?
It's all like tacos and nacho shirts.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there's other things. And once I started doing stuff, I realized that there was a market there. Like there's things that people don't like. People like to wear funny graphic t-shirts and designs that say these weird things. Okay, but what about like the things that we say? Like ponte las pilas, or like acere, the one that I'm wearing now. Like I made it, you know, there's just things that I feel are missing. I think there's things that are still missing.
All right.
I haven't come across it yet.
Do you feel that you lean more towards the Cuban culture?
In the beginning, I was trying to lean more towards the Cuban culture, but I kind of really just want to open up to Latinos.
In general?
Yeah, like frijoles. We all like frijoles.
Yeah.
You know, the frijoles is my second favorite F word.
Yeah.
Like I just came out with that one.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's dope as fuck. I like that shit.
Thank you. So I just came out with that one, and I was like, that's not necessarily Cuban.
Yeah.
But it represents a lot of people in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
or anywhere.
Good.
And that's actually something that I've also gotten, that people outside of Miami.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask
people
you. People
outside of Miami. I went to a friend's wedding.
Okay.
And one of the guests came up to me. She's like, "Can I bother you for a second?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" She's like, "Are you Martha Miami?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "I'm so sorry to bother you here, but I'm from Boston, and I've bought your stuff before, and I just want you to know that I'm Cuban and I live in Boston, and I love the fact that I have a little piece of home with me in Boston." And I love hearing that, because it's true. We're Cuban and we live in Miami, but what about the people that have to go to school or not have to go to school, but they chose,
or just left Miami because
they go to
Miami's
school.
expensive as fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. you know, and it's just like, even my cousin went to live in Boston, de casualidad, to go to school, and she just wanted to live up there. But there's a lot of Cubans out there that miss Miami, and like they feel like, okay, the first cafecito reminds me of getting cafecito a la carreta, or Isla Canaria, like las croquetas, and it's I like hearing that. It makes me feel good. I feel like I'm giving them something that, you know, they can always remind themselves of where they came from.
That's what's up. And have you decided, like, or have you taken steps into getting into other lines of apparel? Like, I know you have the pins. I see you have the hats. Is there
I have the pins. I have the hats. I've got some mugs. I've got some phone cases, and I've got the shirts and stuff. I started with some socks. I mean, there's a lot of things that I could like get into. Like, I do get requests like, oh, pop sockets and magnets and this and that, and I just feel like the more things I start adding to, like, I would say my product line, like it's a lot. There's a lot of little things. So I want to focus on what I have now and build on that. And like, okay, what's gonna be my next step with the company, not with my products? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna like luggage or like bags and stuff. Like, I'm not looking into doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to focus on what I have and maybe open a store. I'm not sure about a store because it's so convenient to have an online store. There's no overhead. You know, your inventory can be low. Employees, you can literally just have one or two. But I mean,
have you considered that, like a brick and mortar?
I've thought about it.
I mean, you have the following that
I do.
Yeah.
I do, and I've thought about it, and it's just, I don't know. I've just always felt that to open up a brick and mortar, then it's a lot of overhead. Then it's hours. You open. Am I making money? Who am I gonna trust to be in the store? I mean, I know it's all about owning a business and building trust and employees and managers and all that, but I feel like there's a lot of that, and that's gonna cost a lot of money. And I feel like with the e-commerce, things are going good.
Yeah.
And I have control of it. I already have a routine. I've got my printing company, Hialeah Printing. You know, I've got my little inventory, my stock, and for me right now, I'm comfortable, where I can try new things. For example, like the filming, the videos, and all that stuff that I'm doing and like hosting, like the karaoke thing. Like, I like to do those things also. I don't like just to be stuck at home behind a computer designing. I like to socialize. I like to go out there. I enjoy meeting people. So I'm building that where I'm more of I hate using the word influencer. I'm more personable. I'm more of, you know, I'm a socialite. I don't know what you would call it, but like yeah. I like to socialize. I like to see people and be accessible and all stuff. And if I'm at home behind a computer selling stuff all the time, trying to come up with new products and stuff, I get bored. I'm at home and I'm like by myself. I don't have anything to do, you know? So I like that. I want to do that other, I guess, entertainment part of it. Not just shirts, but I'm not an actress, but acting and, you know. And
I mean, what do you mean you're not an actress? You could be an actress. You you weren't a designer, and now you designing fucking mad clothes. So what the fuck are you saying? Like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
So like, you could legit be an actress. You could do whatever you put your mind to.
I believe that too in myself, that I like to learn things. Like, I taught myself Photoshop. I taught myself Illustrator. I'm way more comfortable now in front of a camera. Ask him. Like, I've come a long way, you know. So I've always enjoyed entertainment. Always, ever since I was a little girl. I was in choir. We would do like choir recitals where we would put on a show and like sing. Not really dance, but, you know, have little like props and stuff.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed that ever since I was little.
I mean,
so
I don't know. You might not want to go into the brick and mortar, but like if you're gonna start doing production, then you're gonna need a space to do that production.
I know, yeah.
So I mean, the brick and mortar could just be like,
it could be both. It could be a studio / storefront, retail, offices. I've thought about it. Don't get me wrong. I've put in time where I've been like, I should just do it already. Just do it. But then also at the same time, I'm like, man, but it's gonna cost a lot.
Yeah,
that costs money.
I feel you. And I feel you. It's a hard decision.
It's an investment because then I don't know. There's a lot of pros and cons into opening a storefront.
Yeah.
That, you know, might not be the right time, or maybe I do it, maybe I don't. I can't give you like a definitive answer on that.
Is there anything? All right, so you're on your 4th year as Martha of Miami. The company's already like.
I will be turning 4 years.
Okay, so you're turning 4. Is there anything that you would have told your one Martha of Miami that would have like helped you out a lot?
Wow. I would have said, learn that you can't make everybody happy. Like, keep that in mind. You're not going to make everybody happy. Learn to say no. You know, at one point, it's where you want to say yes to everybody because you're given opportunities, but sometimes not every opportunity is going to be the best for you. And, you know, it's kind of like in the beginning, you're like, oh my God, this is so-and-so reached out, this and that. They want this, they want that. And, you know, it wasn't until this year that I finally, you know, I had to tell somebody, no, I'm sorry, I can't take on that project.
Okay.
And, you know, I felt bad, but I was like, I can't take on that project now. You know, reach out to me in a few and maybe we can do something. But back then, you know, I wanted to make everybody happy. I wanted to do everything that everybody reached out to me because, oh my God, how cool, this is an opportunity. But some things are just better left at like, no, I'm sorry, I can't take on that project. I can't do it.
How do you like pick and choose? Like,
well, it's just a matter of timing.
Like, I reached
it's
out
timing,
to you, right, to come on to my podcast.
Yeah, but
what
I
made
don't
you say like, oh, I'm down to do this, or somebody.
Well, because
else,
I have time, and it's a podcast. It's not you're not asking me to come up with like a campaign and like create something for you.
So take up a lot of your time and resources.
This is a podcast. I come here, I can talk to you for an hour or two, however long this is gonna be, and then that's it. You know, like this is okay. This is fine. But then, you know, there's also things that I can't say yes to everything also because I also have an image that I need to also consider that my business runs with. Like, I can't just do any podcast. I can't just do any public appearance, you know? I'm not gonna go do a public appearance, media en cuera, you know, and be, oh, Martha Miami, I'm a family shop, and then she's butt-ass naked.
Is that hard for you to do? Okay, is the dichotomy of like for me, I have like two sides of me. Like, I'm kind of like a rebel and I want to do like mad crazy shit sometimes.
Yeah.
And then other times I'm just like, is this on brand? But I'm like, my brand is like just being crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just me.
Well,
like,
but if that's your brand, then and you've established that from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm just being authentic and raw.
Then you're fine. That's been a kind of a struggle to me because if I want to drop the F word, you know, me sale pues porque me sale. Like, I don't want to be like, oh my God, I said the F word by mistake. And now some mother's going to be like, you're supposed to be a role model for my child. And then I'm like, damn it, man, you know? But I think that that's something that I've also been building up. Now that people have been seeing more of me on my social media platform, which is also another thing that I should have told myself in the beginning.
What?
Get used to being like, snapping your phone out and just being like, hey guys, how are you? Like, being more personable on social media, because people, as soon as I started becoming more personable, people were seeing, okay, this is Martha. It's not just a name, it's a person.
It's a real person.
Here's like, this is her. She likes this. She's like that. She's funny. She's real. You know, I should have done that more from the beginning. It would have been easier. I feel like I would have gotten out of my shell more on social media, because in the beginning I felt like I started social media as like just a person, like not a business, not Martha Miami, not a brand. Yeah. So I was still very shy. Like, I see these girls with their selfies and all that stuff, and I was like, damn, how does that girl like have like, you know, the courage to like post a photo like that? I can't post a photo like that, and you know, but then I started getting comfortable with the camera and getting comfortable with talking to people, and I felt that that's really what took off also my brand. That people were like, this is a Cuban girl from Miami, and she's so real and she's personable, like. But now I feel like now that I'm getting more into acting and doing some fun things, like hosting Lincoln's Beard and all that stuff, I feel that, you know, sometimes I want to be the crazy Cuban and scream and be whatever and not have to worry about, oh my God, no, but if they see it on Martha Miami shop, maybe a business doesn't want to work with me. And
is that always like in the back of your head when you're going to do something?
Not always, because I mean, tampoco no soy loca. I'm not a crazy, tampoco así, but you know, I think about it. I think, okay, you know, if I post this video of, this hypothetical. If I post a video of me at a strip club slapping some girl's butt, and then the next day I'm like, oh, I'm here at church.
Miami,
I'm here at church, you know, Martha Miami shop, and it's like, okay, no, I'm not gonna do that either. But it's hard, I feel, to really think, okay, who am I gonna offend? Who's really watching me? And sometimes even like with the like offending people. I didn't even make a post about anything, and like I've had people like start like having fights about what Latino means and what Hispanic means on my platforms, and I'm just like, okay, well, sometimes it's hard to not respond back, but sometimes I'm like, you know what, they caught me on a bad day, and I'm gonna reply back. And it's like, the number one thing is don't reply back. Just leave it alone.
It's hard.
As much as they're just instigating to get you to say something.
It's just baiting you, like bait.
And as soon as you say something, that's it. Forget about it. Then they're like, oh, I got her, and then they're just gonna start saying stuff. But what I did one of these last times was like, I just like purposely irritated the person. I was like, what? I was like, no way, you're kidding me. It's just because then they get annoyed, and I'm like, I. It's not that I don't care what you have to say. It's just, don't be one of those Instagram bullies. Don't come looking for a problem. Don't come attacking me for no reason when I haven't even said anything offensive.
Yeah.
Or me, I've never posted anything to purposely hurt anybody.
Okay.
I've never been like, oh, I'm gonna say this because F them. Who cares about them or this or that? No, like maybe something got written wrong, a sentence, and it just came off wrong, and it's like, okay, I could have worded that differently. Let me reword it or whatever. But I'm never trying to offend anybody. Like, I respect all races, everybody, no matter what, gay, straight, purple, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, black, like, white, Asian,
whatever.
Everything.
Whatever.
That
purple leather.
Purple people from outer space. When you first initially launched, you started with you had the design. This has been like, I'm asking you because personally, I've tried to do merch myself, and I've always dealt with like different printers. That's something that I've come across as like a learning curve thing that I learned. What was your experience with that? Did you have like well, you already had like a little retail background, right? With your dad.
Yeah.
Did he print shirts? So his was like...
No, this was a totally different new venture for me.
All right. So you had to gain those skills and learn that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, with my printing guy, Mike from Hialeah Printing, I went straight to him first. De casualidad, like before I started Martha Miami, I had printed a shirt with him for a gift for a friend.
Okay.
And I used them because I didn't have a printing company. I hadn't even started Martha Miami yet when I designed a design for a friend's shirt or something.
So I was the OG Martha Miami.
Yeah. So he printed it out for me, and I was like, oh damn, this looks really good. I don't know what. And then like 3 months later, because it was his birthday was in July, and then in October, I hit him up. I was like, hey, do you remember me? I printed this shirt, and I know he remembered me because he drove to Valsan to drop off the shirt, and I remember being like, God, this guy thinks I'm such a pain in the ass, but I'm like, I really needed it, and he did me the favor. Like, he went out of his way, and that's why I went back to him, because of the effort he put in to make sure that I got that one shirt. I mean, he probably wasn't even making money off of that.
Yeah.
Or not a lot of it, because he had to drive to go take it to me. And because of that, I went back to him. I'm like, hey, like I want to start this stuff, and I really liked the work that you did, and you were so nice. So, let me know the pricing, all that stuff. And we started working. And when I sent him the first design, he wrote back. He's like, yo, that is so dope. And I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. He got it. I didn't even have to explain it to him. And then that friendship, like that business turned into friendship, and now like
so
he still
just,
helps me. I got lucky that the first person that I went to is literally the person that's still printing my stuff right now.
Damn, that's what's up, man. That's a lot.
I got lucky. And honestly, like turned into family because he's like my best friend.
That's good. Yeah. So you're talking about the productions that you're doing now. What exactly is it that you're entailing that? Like what direction are you going with your production?
I've found that like with the production and the videos and stuff, it really helps with promoting my brand with my shirts. So like I did a video for Cafecito Club. Okay. I don't know if you saw that shirt.
No.
So Cafecito Club is basically a remake of Fight Club.
Okay.
So like in front of the thing, instead of a bar of soap that says Fight Club, it's a brick of coffee and it says Cafecito Club. And on the back of the shirt, it has the rules of Cafecito Club.
Which are?
you can't
Don't
talk
talk about
don't talk
Cafecito.
about Cafecito Club. And the second rule, you don't talk about Cafecito
You're
Club.
breaking the rules right now, fam. What's
Well,
good?
Take that off of the video and the podcast. Don't talk about it. Wow, the footage just got lost. I don't know what happened. So for that one, I did a video and we filmed it, and it did so well because I was wearing the shirt. I was explaining the shirt, and I feel like that type of marketing is very effective.
Okay.
And also just I enjoy the acting, and then people enjoy watching me act a fool and be ridiculous, and
People in general like watching other people act a fool
Yeah.
and be ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's funny to watch people. It's entertaining.
people like comedy.
Yeah.
People enjoy all kinds of comedy.
People like things that are uplifting, that are gonna. There's so much like bad, negative shit out in the world right now.
That everybody needs a good laugh,
Exactly.
and also things that are relatable to our culture.
Yeah.
Like one of the last videos we did that was nothing related to any product placement was True Life. I'm True Hispanic Life. I'm addicted to leche condensada. And it was me and my friend Carlos, and Kim filmed it, and we just did this video where he's addicted to he's addicted to leche condensada. And I was the mom, and I was like, I don't know what yo no sé lo que le hablan porque él está bien.
Yeah.
And it's like, I find him passed out on the floor from having drank too much leche
I gotta
condensada.
see, this is all on your IG.
It's on my Instagram at Martha Miami. Just little fun things like that like, for example, Jenny Lorenzo, she makes a lot of funny videos and all that stuff. So, that's somebody that I look up to, that, she's creating for our culture. She's in LA and she's out there, but she still, represents Miami. She'll still make things for Miami because she's not going to forget where she came from. And she's out there, representing our culture, our Cuban people, and, props to her. She's doing good things.
Who do you have as like mentorship? Who do you see as inspiration?
I mean, honestly, in the sense of like the production and filming stuff, Jenny Lorenzo. Like she's funny, and she's just, and I've met her. I've talked to her, spoken to her, and she's really is for it. And I mean like mentor, like that I can actually talk to. Because I mean, there's people like that are super celebrity and famous, like they're my mentor, but
Yeah, they're not necessarily
somebody
gonna
that I can
provide you
actually
insight.
see and then be like, okay, like I see what she's doing, and like she's doing so good, and she does such a good job at representing us, and representing and keeping it, like I said, clean and like fun and not like grosero. I'm not a fan of
You don't like the
grosero.
groseria?
I'll laugh at it, but I'm not a fan of it. Like we don't.
I'm a huge fan of groseria.
No,
Fuck
I'll laugh at it, and don't get me wrong, like I'll enjoy a good laugh,
Yeah,
but
I feel you.
I don't represent that way.
Yeah.
That's not who I am. That's not who I'm gonna be.
Yeah,
and
what's
even
up?
if I try to do that, it's not gonna work because I don't know how to be like that. So
Yeah.
like,
You have your lane. That's what's good.
yeah, I've got my stuff, but
And in terms of like the merch, did you have somebody that was inspo, or you just like, because right now you're like the inspo for a lot of people
Yeah.
coming up
Yeah.
doing the merch, but like I wonder, did you have somebody that was like, yo, this is somebody who I try to do my thing. My mentor's like Puff Daddy. I see how he like got Bad Boy, started off with a music label, and just like took it to the next sphere, So
Yeah.
But there's nobody like that in merch. There's nobody like that, well, at least in Latin merch.
yeah.
I mean, you.
No. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be inspo to yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, honestly, I just felt that like there wasn't a lot of stuff like we had spoken
Yeah.
earlier. So what I would do was I was like, okay, what are people wearing now? What are people in the graphic tee? Because I'm not gonna design a button down shirt like that. I'm not in that market yet.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, I would remember going on Etsy and being like, okay, this shirt, Raison Champagne. I was like, how can I make that Latino? How can I make that something personable to me? I wasn't raised on champagne.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I feel
crazy.
you.
Like, okay, raised on croquetas, and just that's how I kind of got the ball rolling, because I came out with pina colada and I was like, okay, this is awesome, but what else can I make? And actually, I was telling you the other day, the one that's that shirt design that's like lists a bunch of names and it says and then
Yeah,
has like
yeah,
a last
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
I hate that shirt.
What?
Me cae tan mal. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I can't even give you like
the Poison Clan and
can't.
2 Live Crew, and you hate that?
the Stark no sé qué cosa and whatever, and I'm just like, why do they do that? Why it? But then that one inspired croquetas coladas y cubanas.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, whatever, fine, I'll do it.
Whatever.
I'll do something. And that one actually did really well.
Yeah.
That one did actually really good. And then nothing, just like I started thinking, okay, what could I create and put the Latin spin on it, the Cuban spin on it, the Miami spin on it. So like I think the next one after that was the Colada, You're My Only Hope. I remember Star Wars was coming out. I was like, okay, what's my only hope?
Oh man, I saw Bad Bunny rocking your
The La Chica No Me Dejan Solo. Yeah, that one, even that one too, I was like, okay, Star Wars is coming out. Like I always try to stay like, okay, what's coming out? What's gonna happen? Christmas time, Father's Day, Mother's Day, whatever. And that one, I was like, okay, Star Wars is coming up. I'm like, what can I do? I was like, I love play on words.
Yeah.
Like that puns and all those types of things. I love that. So I remember going through the process. I'm like, okay. I was like going through all their names, blah, blah. And then I was like, Han Solo. And I was like, wait a second. Han Solo. I'm like, solo. Like, oh, it's a Spanish word. And then I immediately thought of the gif of him like doing this when he gets caught. And, or he's just, I don't remember now what it is, but that gif got into my head and I was like I just thought of him being like a smart ass, like, well, what am I gonna do about it? And I was like, this is totally like I'm totally into myself, asshole, like smirk. And I was like, las chicas no me dejan solo. Like, I'm a ladies' man. You know, that was the thought process on that. And that's actually it. A lot of people are like, oh, how long do you take on designs? Sometimes they're super easy. Like, I'll just be driving and I'm like, oh, I should do this. And then that's it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I'm like, I struggle. There's a lot of times
what hit you the most?
Where?
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Anywhere? There's not one particular place?
Anywhere. I could be legit, like, at Publix and be like, oh, I'm going to do this.
It's literally happened.
So, like, how many
week.
Publixes has it happened, though? Like,
in the car on the way.
It happened
back
in
from the keys.
What did I say, though? Because now I don't remember. We got to write these things down.
Yeah,
that's what also happens to me. I always forget.
You said we were talking about something, and then because I forgot what it was right now, but I just remember thinking to myself like,
that was
like,
fast.
How did like it's
Damn it, I remember now.
We
should have written it down. We didn't write it down. There's a lot of ideas that have slipped my mind that I'm like, yo, this is awesome. And then I'm like, oh, I got a text message, and then
it's gone.
And then that's it. It's gone.
That's
Se
crazy.
me pasó, but.
So I kind of heard you do a little slip there, talking about you haven't done a button down yet. Are you thinking of doing a collection of like?
I've been looking into
dress clothes?
I've been looking into cut and sew apparel, which is that like everything gets printed on and sewn back together, and with that it comes like the button downs and the collars, and I've been looking into it.
Okay.
Even like the men's board shorts, like swimming trunks.
Yeah.
That's something new that I've already gotten like some samples and stuff because I've got a request for that, and that I'm like, I really wanted to do that, but I hadn't found someone or a business that could do it and like at a reasonable price. So, and that's like another thing. I have, the business woman in me is like, I'm not gonna just pay whatever. Like I have to get a good price, and I can always hear my dad in the back like, "Te tiene que fajar por los precios." That's something my dad would always say, because I used to buy for Valsana was the merchandising for like the cosmetics department.
Okay.
And like other little things here and there, but like when I was given a little bit more freedom to like venture out and try new businesses and stuff, he'd always be like, "Fájate con los precios. Tú nunca sabes, because that says, let's say this mug says $3.50, but I bet if you talk to him, he's going to give it to you at a better price. He will."
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Oh my God, Dad, okay, fine." And you know what? My dad was right. A lot of the time, my dad would be like, "Come on, bro." He'd be like, "This doesn't cost that." And then you're like, and then the guy would be like, "Okay, fine, I'll give it to you at first price."
That's what's up.
That's negotiation. Like,
so that's what's held you back more or less from the cut and sew.
Just I want to make sure that the product is good.
Yeah.
Because maybe they know how to do it and it's a cheap price, but then it's a cheap product, and then what's the point? Because then the customer's gonna be unhappy.
Yeah, it degrades your brand as well.
And then people are gonna be like, "No, it's crap."
Yeah.
I I have my process. I have my little like yes and no. I don't want to do this. I want to do that. But it has its steps.
That's what's up, man. I really like your story. I really like how like you decided to launch this and like step away from like a sure thing from your family's business and whatnot, like to actually do your own thing, create your own lane, create your own brand, create your own thing that you could then, now you're inspiring a lot of other people in South Florida and a lot of Latinos across the nation as well, you know, because I feel like Latino movement is like gang right now. You know what I mean?
I feel like I've noticed a lot in these last few years that
yeah.
There's a lot going on, especially now, you know, with Trump in office, that it's been such a thing about, I mean, we're not Mexican, but that has stirred a lot of conversation about Latinos and, you know, coming to the States, and we're in conversation. People are talking about us, and, you know, it's been a struggle for years. I mean, for example, the Cuban wet foot, dry foot that he, you know, took it away, and it's like, shit.
Was it him or Obama?
No, it was him.
Trump?
Because I feel like Obama right before,
Obama opened up Cuba.
Right before he, like, that one of the last things he did.
Yeah.
But Trump I'm not here to talk politics.
Anyway, so yeah. So if people wanted to get in contact with you, wanted to reach out to you, wanted to see where your stuff at, what's the easiest way to, you know, get in contact with you?
You can send me an email. It's on my Instagram page, MarthaMiami_shop. My personal one is just Martha of Miami. And through there, you could just send me an email. You know, if anybody wants to work together, or if you have any questions, or if you want just to send me an email, like, yo, I heard you on the podcast. And my website's marthamiami.com.
How about the productions? Is all going to be on your website? You're going to have like a separate productions page, or?
I keep those, like the videos and the fun, engaging stuff, like on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And I just started to.
It's
like,
Martha of Miami as well?
Martha of Miami, yeah.
Okay.
And I put it like on my IGTV, because IGTV, you can have longer videos. It's not just 1 minute. And I kind of don't like that swiping thing. Like, I feel like it kills, like.
What do you mean swiping
flow.
thing?
You know, like when you post videos on your story. I mean, not on your story, on your feed.
Yeah.
That if it's longer than a minute, then you have to like add it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Swipe
I see
it.
what you're saying.
I like the IGTV because it's just a continuous. And it's not, but it's either it'll either live on my IG or it'll live on my YouTube.
All right.
Or on either or the pages. It depends on what it is. If the video's trying to market a product, it'll go on my Martha Miami shop. If it's just for fun, I'll most probably leave it on my personal YouTube. Martha of Miami.
Oh, okay. That's what's up, well. Thank you, Martha. I really appreciate you for coming through and talking to me. It was a blessing, and I hope you nothing but success. You know what I'm saying? You've really paved the way for a lot of people here in South Florida. I give you props for that. And to the next time, if you guys like the podcast, feel free to subscribe, follow, share with your friends, share it with your enemies. If you hate me, it's all good. Just share this motherfucker. Till next time, it's D. Peace.
Y'all already heard it there. I want to thank Martha for coming on, talking to us, giving us all that insight, letting us know her story, letting us know a little bit of her background. I appreciate you, Martha. Also, if you guys want to get any of her merch, you know where it's at, Martha of Miami _shop on IG. And her personal is Martha of Miami on IG as well. Her website, marthaofmiami.com. And I highly suggest you guys check out her YouTube channel, Martha of Miami as well. Everything's Martha of Miami across the board. Until the next time, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Share this with your friends. Share this with your enemies. Just share this motherfucker. Follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Love y'all. Peace.